Guys, look, we gotta stop. All right? Stop with the false narrative. It's a false narrative that's being created. If you were in the Clubhouse and a part of the conversation, this wasn't about black women.
Kevin Hart has found himself in some hot water again. A man like Kevin Hart stays making the headlines for controversial topics, but this one seems all too familiar. In what seemed like a total PR move, Kevin hopped in an audio chat room on the popular yet exclusive social media app Clubhouse. He was there to seemingly address the criticism about his newest stand-up special, No F's Given. The chat room, which ironically enough started as a debate whether or not Kevin Hart is funny, apparently changed tone when some black women took to the stage to ask Kevin some serious questions, which in return had that woman berated and shunned from the chat room.
Guys,
look at this.
Relax.
Look at this.
No, ain't nobody gonna
This is
relax
not-
when somebody.
I'm so
nobody
sorry,
call me
guys.
no
Look at
fucking
this.
rider.
This has led to a discussion suggesting that Kevin Hart and his male fans perpetuate a toxic culture that belittles and silences black women. Now, the story hits really close to home for many reasons, including us at Famous News, as our very own Marlon Palmer was the individual who started this chat room, which turned into about 5,000 people. So I think it's only right that I credit the oxtail god himself, who was subjected to some harsh criticism too, but we'll get into that later, I promise. Because guys, I'm really telling you, this story is absolutely mod, so please stay tuned in. I'm Clyde Smith here, back with another edition of Famous News. Be sure to like and subscribe in order to keep up to date with everything famous. Now, let's get into that video, shall we?
I'm in the hospital.
You lie so much to
Send the location.
Number one.
Kevin Hart is facing backlash on Twitter for silencing black women and really perpetuating a toxic culture of how black men treat black women in general. Now, this is an issue that black men truly must address within ourselves, but first, let me tell you about how this all played out in real time. See, I was at my desk working on another story, and then Marlon walks in the studio hyped about the fact that he created a room that has 5,000 people in it on Clubhouse, including Kevin Hart and other celebrities. And as far as I saw, Marlon stopped participating in the chat room and began recording takes for a Before They're Famous video, which he hosts, and you can check out right here. So once Marlon got to work is when things apparently got a little toxic in the chat room. Toronto acclaimed and influential writer Wanna Thompson began to ask Kevin Hart questions regarding Bill Cosby, as Kevin had mentioned him earlier in the chat room, and this is when the room turned on her, ultimately silencing her and not giving her the proper space to ask questions. This is really unfortunate, guys, because Wanna has always been someone who is outspoken on black issues and difficult topics regarding black women, and more importantly, black women. And after the chat had finished, Kevin took to Twitter stating that he had an amazing time on Clubhouse, and that he felt the conversations were very progressive, and that this is where he would like to see social media go. While Marlon was not in the chat room when the toxicity got rampant, it did not absolve him from receiving criticism for carelessly moderating a room so large and with so many personalities, which Marlon took ownership of and promptly held a separate chat room for black women to openly voice their concerns over the whole incident. Was Kevin the main perpetrator for the way black women were treated in that chat room? Was Kevin Hart's joke about his daughter too far? Is Kevin Hart even funny? I mean, I'm not 100% sure about that, but what I am 100% sure of and can guarantee is that the way black men treat black women is not okay and needs to be better. And this is a responsibility of black men entirely to correct the behavior so we can have spaces where black women are not berated and not silenced because they're queens. And you know, we love to say that, queen this and queen that, oh, she my queen. So why don't we actually start treating them like the queens we say they are? I'm Clyde Smith, and this has been Famous News.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Now we drop a new video each and every day, so here's a recent drop that you might enjoy. We handpicked that one for you because if you like this video, you'll probably like that. We also got playlists like over here, so click on that if you want to see a whole list of a bunch of videos we've dropped in the past. And if you're new to the Fame Gang, be sure to subscribe and turn on them post notifications, and I'll see you guys in another video. Boom!